I did not mute my mic. I'm gonna kill myself. I was saying, shout out to the real Tenna. That fucking rocks. Elijah, your PFP's funny as short Josuke. I was just saying hi to everyone, and it was muted, and I hate myself. I'm an idiot. I thought I muted my mic here, as in my mic has a literal mute button. Like, oh, now it's playing back. Ah, yeah. I'm a gorilla. My bad. I'm a fucking idiot. So what I was saying, today's gonna be obviously crazy, but a lot more tame. This is really just me streaming on my desktop. For once I could lay down and stream, it's kind of nice. I have a laptop. It's pretty awesome. Thanks for everyone popping in. Now, obviously, this is not just my tier list. The chat is can wholeheartedly pop into this. I'll even if you disagree, I'll let you plead your case, but just know I'm never wrong. But yeah. But so we're just gonna be starting with tools, something incredibly objective, no opinions allowed. I'm right, you're wrong, and yeah. Now I'm pretty sure I have used all of these at least once, except for whatever the fuck this thing is. No clue. Actually, no clue. But we're just gonna do top to bottom. I'll give it another like minute, and we will get going. How's everyone doing? Everyone feeling? See, rings better be S tier purely for Pashanka. I'll take that as a case. You could play. This is like cool rated on anything. Not even effectiveness, not what's cool, not like you plead a good enough case. Fuck it, it's S tier. The only thing that will be weird is the silk shot because I don't see the other versions of it on here. It's just this. But we could get started with the I forget what it's called. It's just the basic bitch bomb. I know you could get your hands on this item incredibly early, but but I literally did not get this item to Act 3. I'm doing good, M- Mr. Melk. I'll see the random bullshit with Architect. Fixing's actually good for some builds. Okay, that's what it's called. I had no clue. I was gonna call it Bullhorn. I know it's found in a oh my god damn it. Bile water, which another tier list we're doing today is areas. Pimpilo, thank you. Yeah, I barely got to use it. It does have the cool little trait of, you could throw it in Grohl's mouth, but like, I think it's okay. I think it's honestly like a perfect middle of the pack because it's cool enough to not be ass, does good damage, but it's not like, doesn't do anything sick. It doesn't change how you feel. It doesn't, I think it's a B. Well, what do we think? Higher, lowers, and we want to plead a case for Pimpilo. Yeah. Oh, it carried you for growth. I know you can also throw the electric thing in here as well into his mouth. I don't know if there's anything else, but I saw a video about it. It's like beating this fat frog. Someone was clearly angry. B is fair. Yeah, I think B it exists. It doesn't do anything extraordinary. It goes boom. It got a funny name. B for bomb, actually. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Next is rings. I'm gonna be honest. This shit is kind of ass. Like it's not that good, but also like, oh, Shanksa! Like, come on. If you know what, if it was just the rings, like I would say, like maybe A. The fact that it changes your taunt, kind of awesome. Oh, it's up the cool toe. What is your PFP? That is scary. I cannot tell what that is from here, like at all. Actually, I could zoom in the camera too. I'm kind of looking at it a little. We'll zoom in a little. Scroll up and down so we can see the tier list more clearly. Give it its own tier above S. Oh yeah. Now we'll see, because I like uh, fun as it is because of Pashanka. It is literally that's it. Because as an actual item, I won't lie to you, it's kind of mid. The bouncing off everything's cool, but like, I feel like it might honestly be one of the worst throwables in the game. If I'm being so dead ass. Like the Pashanka's pushing it to S because if it wasn't for that, it would not be very good at all. It's kind of cool. I'll give it that. Like, that's really all I can say for it. Now, the next item on this list, I have some strong fucking opinions on. It's like the Gilded Cling or Photon. I forget the exact thing's name. Ascendant Grip, I think it might be. Either way, this shit is a lifesaver. And one, it's in the yellow category where there's literally nothing of value to be had there except for God's gift to man, which we'll talk about later. But like, it makes very annoying platforming segments so much more bearable. It makes it so, oh, is there attack where you have to like stay on a wall and like try to avoid shit? You could just hold on to the wall. Just subscribe. Thank you, Anna. It is literally so raw. I love it. It might just be a Pashanka because it is a golden ring too. If you look at the center, it is so based, and I just I needed it. It did so much good work for me. Now, could I be saying this all because yellow has literally like three good items in it? Maybe, but that's neither here nor there. And any objections on the Ascendant Grip, the Ascendant Goat? I will allow any objections. I'll listen. Well, I'll hear you. I don't know if I'll listen, but hey. Also, how do I sound? I can't really check because I don't want to look in OBS because I don't know. Swapping my tabs on live feels wrong. Nah? As in, what do you think? A? Only good yellow other than Compass. And yeah, like it's just him. Like it's so good. It is genuinely so good. Like I didn't do Path of the Path of Pain on stream. I did it off stream and like, bro, I won't lie to you. High key, I was fuming. Normally, I'm really good at platforming. I just sucked ass. All right, we're gonna move on to the barbed bracelet. Listen here. I know it is a direct damage upgrade, and theoretically, if you're a god at the game, it is like amazing. But also, the fact that it doesn't add a mask of damage, it doubles your damage. Meaning that 2 damage doesn't do 3, it does 4. And 1 damage does 2, which would have been the case either way if it was addition. I think if it was just a +1 mask, I could see actual like casual users using this. Half of minor inconvenience. I unironically, genuinely, wholeheartedly struggled with that way more than I struggled with the actual Path of Pain. I may sound crazy, but it's only good for Beast Crest. Nah, Wanderer can get a lot of mileage out of it with like crits and just face tanking, like trying to absolutely maximize damage. I think like Wanderer with this and like Brew can do a lot. I hate it though. I don't like these kind of items in these games. I hate Fear of the Fallen, but at least unlike Fear of the Fallen, you actually can take a hit. And Grandma can do 6 entire damage. Yeah, yeah. I just think it is so ass. It's a not for void enemies. Like, eh, eh. Like that doesn't personally affect anything in my opinion. It's still, and even then, it's not like something. I think that was clearly a bug, right? There's no way they're like, yeah, void enemies do less damage when you have this on. I still like it more than Fear of the Fallen as a whole, like just as a concept. Oh my god, I think I just died alone. Said, uh, but it is what it is. I do like the cool little effect it puts on your UI. And oh, we thinking D tier really? Because I can name a lot more items on here that are pure ass, like personally. But I'm fine just putting it in D. If you're TAS, it's ass, but more people to see is totally fair. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next, we have probably like a fan favorite. I know a lot more people like this thing than I do, but Pullet Pouch is just evil at its core in a good way, though. It's just a direct increase in damage. If you like the color purple, congratulations, all your weapons are purple. Like it's cool. I like what it does. I kind of wish there's other things like it that kind of affected your cools. It's such a fun concept. Uh, I'm gonna be honest. It also, if you're like a shaman user, this is fucking worthless. Or if you're like wanderer, it's worthless. Purple cogfly, yeah, the forbidden one. That's like summoning Exodia but One Piece. Like it's kind of ridiculous. The fact that it could just drop so many purple cogflies. I will say, one will piss me off. Since it turns everything purple, a lot of the stuff that's supposed to be red to match Hornet, like the cogfly, is now purple that no longer matches Hornet. For that alone, it should drop to A. That bothers me so much. If I could not explain to you in words how much that bothers me. Like, add. This shit is like it's so broken though. If you love throwing random bullshit at the enemy, now imagine that random bullshit slowly but surely killed the opponent, guaranteed. Combo with triple needle is insane. Oh, you're talking about these threefold pin. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, no, that shit does ridiculous damage. That with Cogfly is like a way to swat flyers. A drill, I'm gonna use a drill, it does so much work on. The sickle, it can do a lot of work. It's just good. It's it's only thing. There's a couple of things it's kind of on, but those things themselves are kind of But yeah. Next we have, in my opinion, our first D tier. Now I don't know how you guys feel, but this shit is worthless. Yes, it could save you some of your money. One would also could save you some of your money, not dying. Like you could just have another yellow that a certain particular yellow that can prevent you from dying in the first place. With what does click swing even do? Actually, no, don't answer that. Well, you'll tell me when we get to it. But the fact that this item gets replaced when you play Steel Soul, because it's literally useless. Like it's whatever. It saves you money, but like, eh? It is literally worthless. Like if it was if I would have to make a whole new tier for it of how bad it'd be if it wasn't a yellow. The fact that it's yellow is its only saving grace because there's not that many good options in there. Like as a if this was a blue tool, I should be legally allowed to sue Ari Gibson himself for putting this in the game. He's hurt my soul, and I thought you know what? Like it could have been something cool. It just isn't. Wanna know what's really cool? Wanna know what's one of the most awesome weapons in the fucking game? Delver's Drill. This shit rocks. It's so cool, and I listen, I'm a big Gurren Lagann fan, so I love myself some drills. But not only does this help you that, oh, you don't like your dive attack doesn't hit directly to bow you, it solves that problem. It does a bunch of damage. You can literally beat Mount Fay with it if you're talented like that. Some guy did it. I don't know if any of you've seen that YouTube video. That is ridiculous. Such good utility. It's awesome. And it just looks cool. It looks cool. Like it hits every note. It's good. It's versatile. It looks cool, and it's not. It's strong, but doesn't like completely make the game awful. Like it doesn't make it like so easy. It is the perfect tool. This is what all tools should strive to be. I would put this even at the top of S because it is like what, in my opinion, the perfect thing. Sugarmon 20 seconds with Delver's Drill, bro. Don't talk to me. I'm still grieving. Still grieving. Honorable though. Next we have honestly I'd like to hear your guys' opinion because I don't feel too strongly about the magnetic brooch. I really don't. Like I have no strong feelings on this, so I'm more than willing to let you guys talk about it. I have like actually zero opinion really. Like it's nice when you want to make money, but I feel like when you're gonna make money, like I guess it's like a good passive. Once again, if it wasn't yellow, it'd be ass. But it's nice to have. It's really nice to have. Yeah, Gurman is a special place in my heart. Anytime I see like someone smoking weed, I think of Zaza, so I get on my hands and knees and start crying a little. I just felt probably D or C. Uh, I use the money gun's peak saves me so much ammo. You know what? I take that as a good argument to give it a decent placement. Because also we'll be talking about that soon enough. Like, it's I just like it's so mid to me. Like I could just give it a C. I'll probably put above Bracelet because I don't really like Bracelet. I feel like I would give Bracelet a worse score if Fury of the Fallen didn't exist because I just really hate that item. I think that item annoys me. Angry Pashanka. Listen. Like it's whatever. I feel like also because you get better money saving tools in Act Two, and also I feel like a lot of the best place to grind your money's not gonna fall and break like Greymore doing the Greymore route in Act One. So it's just kind of like eh. If you really want to make money, you can just grind for it. I think passive income won't even really like save you. I've equipped it a few times, but once again, that's because it's in yellow slot. I'm sorry, Booker Mon was my favorite character, and Shirma. No, well, don't worry. We have another character. We have a character tier list, but in a fun way today. So we'll be dealing with that later. But I think if anyone says anything bad about this next item, I think I'm gonna have to kill you. The compass. If you tell me you play the game, especially your first time without the compass, you're wrong, you're lying. Your parents probably didn't love you, and you're just generally unhappy. The compass is a lifesaver. To have this map memorized is not impossible, but like there's no way you're doing it in one playthrough. And in my opinion, who's currently on their second playthrough casually, it's you need it. I'm a Wayward Compass enjoyer. This compass is awesome. It looks cool. It tells me where I need to go. Yes, no, not the actual voice in the video she voiced. We had to clarify this before. I don't think they ever revealed who the real Shirma voice actor was. I love that Trobio's voice actor is just himself. His last name's fucking Trobiani. Way bigger than HK. Yeah, that's another great point. I'll be honest, actually, I think I'm better at recognizing uh points in Silksong, even though I played it less. But maybe it's just because of recent memory than Hollow Knight. But like, it's just the go. It does what you need it to do. You're probably going to keep this on you for the entire game. I would argue this tool will have the majority of players' longest hold time because it's never leaving your side. It is it's pretty and just honorably in your Vespi crest, whatever crest palace built for it. Your yellow slot, no matter what you're on. Next is the single funniest weapon in the game, the money gun. When I heard there was a gun, I originally saw this. I actually didn't know about Silk Shot, the other gun in this game. I just knew about this, and I was like, this is amazing. Now, this weapon actually could have redeeming qualities if it wasn't for the sole fact that this game calculates damage like it's doing neuroscience, and it just for some reason nerfs it horribly. Like, I kind of like that it's not good though, because I mean, if you're running it just to flex. That's also another good point. S plus tier. Version can is dog shit. I'm sorry, but who's using that? I'll let you guys fight it out. I think it's funny. It being funny gives it purpose. If it was just kind of whatever, we'll talk about the silk gun later. But at least this shit is hilarious. Like you are killing broke people with that's like if I beat a broke person deaf with a stack of ones. Like I'm kind of convincing myself it's S. It's kind of base for that. Like you're obligated to dislike the poor when you use this weapon. Yeah, you know what? Now I've even if y'all weren't saying anything, you agree that helps. So I think it's here. Pashanka still beats it out because Pashanka, but like it's the money gun. Next is the flea brew. Okay, I love the flea brew as an item, as a weapon, but one major flaw. Boy, do I not like having to go back and refill this thing anytime I need to use it. And from my knowledge, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, there's at no point where you get the next item's equivalent where you could refill it yourself. You have to go back. Meaning every time I use it, I feel that crawl down my back, and it just I know I'm gonna have to walk my ass back to get more food, bro. I'll see you in a moment, Blue. Thank you for joining us. Okay, once again, I'd give it S if it wasn't for the fact I have to walk back constantly for it. I want to give it A, and I like it more than Polyp. It's just I don't, bro. I don't want to walk back. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'm a flea brew with poison pouch and use the Wanderer's Crest. No, like it's really good. Actually, wait, yeah, you can throw the glass when it's empty, huh? Does that give it enough points to counteract the fact I have to go and refill it? Let me think about that. Stone missing action. No, I said it was gonna be here today. I got like 4 hours of sleep. Hope he's relaxing, sleeping well. But like, actually, do I think you know what? I did see someone kill Lace with essentially what is an empty beer can. So you know what? It could get an S. It can barely get an S. So far, we have a lot of S. To be fair, this first half is so many good tools. I see that bottom half, and oh, we're gonna have words. We're gonna have words. Let's see now. Next, we have the Plasmium file. Okay, as much as I am a big defender of this weapon, it's definitely not S, but I think it's really good. I think it's underrated. I think it's cool, and it's nice to have. As Beast, I think it's such a good way to like protect your mask and use your bind without risking. I think for other way, oh, there's also the overheal thing, making it a literal God's grace if you want to get past the path of pain. I know it's a path of mild inconvenience, whatever. It annoyed me. It did me a lot of good. Uh, How much damage does the MD glass do? Literally no fucking clue. I've never actually used it myself because I didn't know about it till after I beat the game and I saw something on my YouTube shorts. That is literally it. But it's really funny. Grandfather Silk, the abuse. What does he get drunk on? Like fabric? But I think this is like a solid A tier. I like it more than Polyp. I think if it didn't have the overheal thing, I'd put it here. The fact that it does makes me want to put it here. To be fair, you can only get it on Architects, if I'm not mistaken, unless there's something I don't know. But yeah, I think it is just so cool. Next we have Romeo's Mirror, and okay, I'm gonna just make a rule. Wherever we put this one has to be above it because it's just objectively better. It looks cooler. It's just as funny. Enough to two-shot a moss scrub. Okay, yeah, you know what? That's I could beat a small thing to death with a glass. I agree. But Tropius Mirror, listen, if you're a witch crest main, this is like triple S tier, the love of your life. You would literally marry this mirror. If you're everyone else, you think it's cool, but probably don't use it. Clawmir's ass, I'm sorry. I think it's like top of C if you ask me, or bottom of B. Actually, no, I think it's top of C, and then I think the dual mirror is top of B. Because like if you're a Witchcrest user, this shit is literally invaluable. But who's using Witchcrest? As someone who doesn't main it, and I wouldn't even put Witch in my top three, it is fun to go around absolutely dropping nuclear missiles with this thing. And it does contribute to that. I also think there's other ways to use it outside of that. I just still think it's fun. And also, once again, funny. Witchcrest is ass and claw. No, Witchcrest not that bad. I think that's a little bit of a drag. That's my exact ranking. Meme factor. That's also you gotta remember. This shit's I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious that you beat Trobio and you just get his hand mirror. And then when you beat Trobio, he has a new hand mirror that's purple. Like, is that what you call cogwheel? Oh, you mean the buzzsaw? No, like the buzzsaw, I really like this. One, it's just aura. Like all these other weapons seem reasonable. Oh, throwing rings, okay, a drill, okay, like You know where you are. You can have a drink buff, whatever. Hornet just pulls out a whole buzzsaw that climbs up walls, bounces off walls, goes the other way, does absurd amount of damage. This shit is crazy. It does. It does it. I also like that it's one of those weapons that you'll swap in and out of. You're not just gonna use it forever. Because like if the opponent's small, like Lace, this gets literally nothing. But if you're fighting like this is the fucking big back obliterator. If you're fighting a large boss, they're going to hell. They're going straight to hell. They're skipping hell, going right to Dante's Inferno. Like it's cool to me that the crests are balanced enough for everyone to have their own opinion on them. That's also another thing. I would debate on doing a crest tier list, but I feel like it's way too short. Maybe if I brought in a one crest main of each user to plead their case, like that's what I would do actually. You know what? That's a new video idea. I'll definitely need to do that. It's used for cheesing ball. I wouldn't even call it cheesing because like there's. I also think it's just funny. I think it's an A. I like that it's useful in different scenarios. It's really cool, but it's not like these items that literally like one either have some of the funniest properties in the game, like the money gun. Two, related to like one of the coolest characters, has a very unique emote, Shanka. One is like what all other throwables should strive to be, or be literally the single best platforming item in the game. I don't think you missed that much. We're literally maybe got a couple more in. I think it's top of A. I don't think it breaks into S. Why are my drugs not in S tier? Blue, as someone who's a big fan of Plasmium, it's just not like it's a bit limited. Okay, now once again, I'm a huge Gurren Lagann fan, so the drills get extra point, and Conch Cutter might have been my most used projectile. It is amazing up close. It's fucking hilarious when you kill something you don't mean to, or watching like the opponent die from some actual like FaZe Clan prime trick shot. Probably shouldn't mention them. I thought they get like eviscerated recently because of something in house. I don't know. I just see thumbnails on YouTube. Uh, one, this thing has an innate advantage to me. It's color coordinated with Hornet, so I like it more. It's a big arena like Lost Lace. You got made in stream. What's up, Anonymous? How you doing? Yeah, even then, I think it's good in overworld situations. I also feel like I don't know if it has like some auto aim on its bounce. I feel like it lands its mark more often than it doesn't. I also think it's more often useful versus bosses than it's not. Like Nihilif, really good versus. I definitely used it. Pretty sure I used it versus Unraveled. I know I used it versus a lot of things. The only thing I don't like is if you want to hit someone in the air with it, you have to be above them. Yeah, that's the one that bounced off the walls. I get to become one of those fucking mathematicians with it. It makes you feel smart, even though you totally didn't mean to land the trick shot. I think it's A. I would put it like right here, and if you have any disagreements, let me know. I'll hear you out because I am biased towards this weapon because it is sick. A cool drill. You also get a lot of them. And for how much damage it does, you get like 16 of these motherfuckers. That's insane. Like compare that to the saws where you get 8. Like I think that's a pretty good deal. Actually, that's something we haven't really considered. How much of these can you use for a lot of them? Actually, that's another point in Delver's drill to give it like SS plus. You're like 30, 24, something like that. Some ridiculous. Are you getting a lot of ads, Blue? Please let me know. I can try to change that. I don't know how to do it actually right now because I can't open stream. I could, but I don't want to accidentally dox myself. That would be bad. That'd be real bad. But no, any disagreements? Any going once, going twice. No, we're going to curve claw. Oh, you want to hear my curve claw opinion? You want to hear my curve claw opinion? You want to hear my curve claw opinion? How do I? Yeah. Curve claw. This is the single most disappointing fucking item I have ever gotten. When I read that is good versus flyers, I was ecstatic. I could now deal with all the random flyers and bullshit. What does it do? What does it do? Never lands, and even when it does nothing. Well, it's only good versus some bosses, and there's just a better version. Like, there's no reason to have this. Needlefire one? Oh, you're talking about this one? It's in underneath Deep Docks. Like, it's on the lower, much lower part of Deep Docks. Curvesicle's middle. It's good in Act 1. I don't even think it's good in Act 1. I tried using it. It is a failure. It is a disappointment. It lies to your face. It says, yeah, I'll be there for your recital. And then it doesn't show up. It doesn't even have the audacity to mention it. It's just like, oh, it's good. No. This has disappointed me. What's a really cool part about it is when it comes back, you could hit it back forward. One of the problem, it doesn't do any damage to ever justify doing this. What did I just join into? I'll put Curve Sickle high. I think Curve Sickle's amazing. This thing though, this abomination, this actual evil being, I will not take this disrespect. All right, your local ant, plead your case. I will wholeheartedly hear you out. I will listen and let's see. You have the speaking stand. You get 5 minutes to convince me why Curve Claw deserves ratings. How did you use it to hit enemies out of the air like the game tells you to? Like I my issue is that in the own bio of this weapon, it says it's good versus air enemies, and I feel like unless you are fighting like Groll or maybe like Nihilith, it's not that good. And even then, by that point, you can have sickle. Like for what you can fight when you have it, it's not that good. That's not funny. It, what do you mean? Like a lot of bugs in the air? Like for example, the choir cogfly summoners. Because even then, I feel like there's better ways of dealing with those things. Because you have to get at like this obtuse angle. I said 5 minutes. Where? Well, yeah, I didn't say 5 seconds. Multi hits, yeah, but it just doesn't do that much. Like curve sickle is really good. I'll rate curve sickle. Like someone pull up its damage number. How much damage does it do per tick? Because like I'm 90% sure it does like barely anything. Especially when you have like Conch Cutter, which can achieve a lot of similar goals. Like if they are together. Yeah, it can hit a lot of people. I feel like, but at that point, why not use like Long Pin, another early on weapon? That's also way funnier. You hit all of them? There's other skills that do that. It just doesn't do enough damage. It feels like at that point I could just like swing my nail or use like a many different projectile. Like especially its early competition is like Sting Spike here or whatever it's called. If the boss is bigger, then it's OP. Yeah, but a lot of the bigger bosses are later, which you'll have First Sickle, which is actually really good, which I'll put top of B. That shit's great. That shit's awesome. It's raw. Because that's what this should have been. I don't even know why Curve Claw's in the game. Just give me Curve Sickle to start. I'd be much happier. This shit rocks. So it does about 1.2 times damage than me throwing a broken deer model. Which, like, it can get a lot of ticks in. Don't even get me wrong. Happens when you spam it. Yeah. Later on, like it's like I said, it's amazing versus Groll and Nihilith. I won't even deny that. But at that point, you'll have Sickle. Like, what is an early game boss that Curve Claw does well against? Like curve claw is really good for because it's not good for the lace fight. I don't think it's good for versus what's their name? The fourth chorus. I don't think it's good versus Widow. I'm trying to think of other early bosses. I guess like Moss Mother, but also it's Moss Mother. Sting Shard, that's what's called. Thank you. More win. You know what? Just because you actually gave me an example, I'll push it up to D. I will remove this. I'm willing to agree with that, Mr. Splinter. I don't know if I agree with that one. That one, I feel like wouldn't you rather just jump up and hit her at that point, like instead of trying to angle yourself, especially since sometimes you have to break it. Last Judge. This is good versus Last Judge, really? I that one I have the hardest time believing. I'll put it above the money bag even. I'll give you that much. That's still way too low. Because I think Curve Sickle's awesome. I just think this does nothing. It curves upward, yes. Yeah, I know I understand that. Like, it curves upward. I'll let the rest of the chat decide. Should I move it higher? Do you think he pled the case enough for me to push it higher? If y'all agree, then I will not go against the majority. Majority will rule. For last judge, it's probably easier to line up sweet spot. Wouldn't you just rather run up on the judge and just hit like beat the fuck out of them at that point? Because you could like do hits and then like throw threefold. I also think early game, a lot of the early game throwables are amazing. Yeah, but in Act Two, you'll have. When do you get sickle? Because I got mine really late. D is good. All right, well, put above B for the funnies. Well, no, I think this is your list based on what you think. No. This is our little community thing. We're having a discussion for a reason. I'm not an unreasonable man. I'm just always right now. You get 50 damage per one. I'll give you bottom of C. I'll compromise. This is as far as I can go though. To be fair, if you spam like any throwable, it's good. Persicle's only in Act 3. Okay, fair point. Because then that means versus like Unraveled, I could see this doing a lot. I go shovel snow because I'm Canadian. Oh God, you're not even real. You can do like 700. I'll give you here. You've managed to give it a fighting chance. Actually, no, I'm putting above Magnet Brush. I thought about it. OneNote is getting its own tier in the best way possible. God's gift to man. What? No, this is hold on. This deserves a matching color. Give me a moment. How do I change this? God damn it! Is there no way for me to change this? Oh, there's. This is the single best tool in the game. There's no debate about it. It is phenomenal. It's gambling. It is there. It is a tool I could say without a doubt. There is no bad reason to have it. It's in the yellow tier, so it's essentially Mike Tyson fighting in Little League. It is objectively just good. Like there's nothing bad about it, and it's gambling. The euphoric feeling I get surviving an attack I shouldn't have is unmatched. There is literal boss fights I could say I wouldn't have beaten if I didn't have the dice. Gambling is just the best. There's nothing on here that is good, or even comparably good. Also, what is up? Title fight number one. How you doing? It's gonna okay. Now, I've let you plead your case. I still think it's kind of mid because the other things, the other weapons in the game are stronger. I'll even give you the benefit. I'll put Curve Sickle in A because you've pleaded a good case for Curve Claw. Oh yeah, and you get it before Act Two. You could get it before you fight Widow. You can get that shit so fast. It is literally. I have never willingly taken this thing off when I'm trying to play. It is just phenomenal. It is my favorite thing ever. The next thing is one of my bigger disappointments. This is the thing you get for completing the flea stuff. Costing one less silk for a spell is kinda especially when you're only at full health. And if you're like me, you're probably not gonna be at full health. At least I got to see. No, you did very good. I that's a very well put together argument. I cannot deny that. This is D. I it's better than this because it has a use, but like effects that are actually yeah. You know what? A whoop. You know what? You're right. It is higher. I agree. You know what? Top of C just because of that. Good argument, Blue. I agree. I love the dichotomy of your local aunt giving like this really detailed argument on why Curve Claw should be higher, and then you have just the fleet, and then well, I give fuck it's hell. You know what? There you go. This shit, I'll bump it up for that. Hell, question. This next one, is that spool extender correct? I used it like once, right? Or is that no? This is multi-bind. That's spool extender right here. Spool extender's cool. I can imagine this like being really good for shaman. How did Egg beat Curve Claw? Because if Curve Claw was in the shape of a flea, it would be S tier. It is literally solely due to that is essentially you're carrying a little pocket flea. Spool extender. It's all right. I'd put it like what bottom B, top of C. It's the problem is it's a blue. It's a blue, and there are so many other good blues, like the thing literally right next to it. So it's hard to justify it, in my opinion, at least. B is good for situationally good tools. Yeah, like I feel like it's B. Like it's all right. Like it doesn't do anything game changing, but I think it's fun. I think it's like really cool for like I think it has potential for cool builds, and you know I can appreciate it for that. But Wano what not potential, but has single handedly like developed a crest into being better than it would be without it. If you're a shaman user, this is like the equivalent of your father. This is your loving dad, Volt Filament. This does so much for you if you're shaman. And even if you're not shaman, it's good. Like on Hunter's Crest, this with Thread is still going to shred. Threadstorm is going to absolutely shred somebody. One, it's also aesthetically cool. It's fucking pink. Pink lightning rocks. I don't know where I'd put it though. Probably A or higher. I think it's better than everything in B. I don't know if it's S tier though, because if one, it's completely useless if you're Architect, which Architect is the literal best crest in the game. Like Architect is a evil, mischievous thing. Uh, it also only affects silk skills, which, if I'm being honest, half the silk skills are really strong, and the other half are like kind of because you have Threadstorm, Pale Nails, and then, in my opinion, like those are the top two. And then you have counter and dash, which are good but situational. Then you have the spear, like the nail throw, which is fucking awful. S broken, amazing. Well, okay, no, I'm just putting S because if I put broken, that we're implying that the rosary gun is broken. Which, if we're talking about how it calcs damage numbers, you'd be correct. But that's not how it is. So we're just gonna keep it like that. God gift to man. God, hold on. I spelled this wrong. God's to man. Shit, I clicked the wrong thing. There you go. Yeah, I don't know where I'd put Volt Filament exactly though. I could put it like top of A. Do I put it above or below? I know it's better than Conch Cutter, but Conch Cutter has so much aura. I also think it might be a little too volatile too. I know Shaman got nerfed because this plus Shaman's natural spell buff plus Dreadstorm just turned bosses to mush. It makes Silk look cooler. You know what? That's good enough for me to put above Conch Cutter, but I don't want to put above Sol or Plasmium, whatever. But that's how I feel about this. I think it's. Hold on, let me adjust my mic. It's good. It's really good. There's no denying it. It's awesome. It looks cool. I think if you love pink, this is your favorite thing, or if you're Shaman, it's your favorite thing. If Stone was here, he'd probably be screeching at me that it's top one and deserves to be next to the dice. But only the dice deserve to be next to the dice. Now, next is actually my first ever tool. I didn't actually get any of these needles before it. I actually started with Sing Shard. It's really good. I think it is such a good early tool. It honestly is what kind of, in my opinion, trivializes Curve Claw because, like, you don't have to space it. You just throw it. It does damage. You get a lot of them. It can. There's a lot of fights where it's easy to set up. Like it is just such a good beginner tool. You can get access to it literally within the first hour of the game. Not even probably like first 20 minutes, 10 minutes, something ridiculously fast. Like you can get it so damn quick. The only thing is it kind of has a hard fall off. I feel like once you get midway act 2, late game act 2, there's not really a point in using it. Shards were a blessing for me during gauntlet rooms. Yet like early gauntlet rooms, this thing does a lot of work for you. It honestly is also can do a lot of damage to bosses if they're in the middle of their roar because you could quickly like throw a couple of them out. I would put it like top of B because it is situationally good and it falls off. I think everything above it is just better than it, and everything below it is either too situational or only this high because of like. Also, it was on one of her attacks, and actually just for that, I kind of want to put a bomb A, but no, I think I'll leave it a B. I have a lot of respect for this thing. This is I'm so glad this is my first tool because it is such a good tool. Next is Longclaw, which bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Fucking love Longclaw. This shit makes using a lot of crest so much more bearable. Stack this with B Spine, your attack size is now the size of like actually like a small city. It's just passively good. I also think it helps because I feel like Hornet's range for how tall she is so stubby. For a character with a pretty long range weapon, like remember hers is she's basically using a spear. Like the needle is like if a sword had a spear for like a handle. Also is more like I think it's just so good. It's so nice to have. I think it's just kind of an easy slap on. Now it is in blue, so it has hard competition, but I still think compared to other blue contemporaries, like the next thing we're gonna have, uh like it's always useful. I can't think of a single fight it's bad in. I'll say that. And especially for bosses that like to quickly teleport or dash around like Chakra or Lost Lace, it allows you to get in hits faster and easier because you have that extra range. I just think it's good. Alright, I'm back. Gambling is so good I'm foaming at the mouth, but might just be the thing I was giving her, bro. Gambling is so good that like it literally like yo, one time like I actually like stubbed my toe, but then like the dice triggered so I didn't feel anything. Like it was crazy. But is there any objections on Longclaw? I'll listen to objection, but I'm biased as fuck. Longclaw is like my beloved. I love Long Nail. I love Mantis Pride in the original. It does so much. How to shovel pounds of snow in freaking short. Why did you go out in shorts? You're a psycho. You really are, Tenno. You are mentally ill. Oh. Next we have the Reef. I done it the exact way. I know. Yeah, that's just evil. Next we have the Reef, and for just making Biowater better, it's at minimum a B. I think it's better. It has a use. That's really it. It's kind of only useful in two areas, but it's really good in what it does. It essentially makes those two areas main gimmick kind of like moot. It is a giant middle finger to what is widely considered like one of the hardest traversal areas in the game. So I will give it ups for that. Now I'm actually someone who likes Biowater, which we'll see this soon enough. But it's yeah, that does sound awful. Genuinely. I'm sorry, that sounds like such ass, because I've shoveled like pounds of snow, but not in shorts and no gloves and evil mode. But I don't think anyone's having any stronger feelings about the Wraith unless like apparently it like saved your like child. I don't like it's good, but it's not that good. Oh my god, miss injector bands. Okay, now I actually like injector bands. I think it's A. I think this thing is so good. It opens up so many builds. We'll talk about that next wordy because next we have the area. Vector bands is really good. The thing is, like, once again, depending on what build you are, it could just not matter. Like, it's kind of situational, but it's really strong. I also think it's like, I like that. I will say this. Wait, actually, this item, I think it is. No. This is makes you bind quicker, correct? Give me ST. It does make you bind faster, but like, actually, yeah, no, I don't know. High A or I'll give it high A. I could give up to high A. I'd be fine with that. High S tier? Nah, it's not like it just increases your bind speed, which is like high key whatever. Like it's strong, but it's not game changing. It lets you heal in situations that you couldn't, but in Hollow Knight, since you had to heal on the ground, healing fast was really important. Here, you can just heal in places that most bosses can't hit you. Like Lost Lakes really can't hit you in the air that easily. So if you just wall jump really high and then heal in the air, you're effectively safe. I can put it at top of A, but that's all I'm compromising. That's where I think I compromise with. Unless if you could give me like a super good use case for this that like did you numbers that actually saved your life that literally like Superman dove in front of a truck for you. Because like for if this was we're doing a charm tier list, I'd put quick focus really high up there, even though I don't personally like it. At least bottom of S. You got to give me a case here. The case could be a funny reason or for an actual objective, but I'll hear. Think of small arenas and quick fights. Yeah, that's like I fought Lost Lace with Beast, who she's in like the fastest fight in the game. The only time I could see this being a very useful is versus Chakra, which is a fight that you don't even have to do. Like you really don't. Like, fucking raging conflict. Ah, no, man. Less than half. It takes off 50 frames if you're healing normally. 33 versus 83. See, now that's a good argument. But that means you're telling me it's as good as Flea Brew and has enough funny value to beat out that I can beat someone to death with a broken glass. Chakra, Rage, and Confly, so many. Then name them. Like I'm because like Rage and Confly, since there's a bunch of points where they're just not on the field, that's time to heal. Because I beat that fight not even with Beast, I did with Architect. Chakra, I could see. A lot of the fights like fast paced, like Lace. There's just times where you can heal normally. Shaka mentioned me when I see a woman wearing a ring. This must be a Hollow Knight reference. But I'm sorry. I don't think the argument's strong enough. Like Because you also then Chakra Raging Conflight, second lace fight. You could just go in the wall and jump. No, no, don't try that. You could just jump, dash on the wall, and go really high up, and she effectively can't reach you. And then instead, you could put something else on here. Like, actually, you know what? We'll skip to this for this exact reason. This is a lifesaver. This does so much numbers. This is, I'd argue, like in a vacuum, the best blue tool in the game. Because it just lets you take an extra hit and can literally just save your life. Like, it is objectively amazing. It is one of those things you equip, and there's no downside to it. Like, the only thing you could argue is there are other blue tools you prefer, which, like, it's really good. Second is my favorite boss fight. I did needle to needle, no tools whatsoever. That is awesome. This on second fight can fucking wall jump. I swear. I know she can, but like you can definitely heal before that. Like I'm pretty sure I did that one with Hunter. There's enough time to heal. There are definitely moments for you to heal. Yeah. I'm sorry, Tenna. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Tenna. But I think we have to kill Injector Man. But Fractured Mask, this is objectively just like amazing. There's no downside. It's fucking broken. You can't, dude. I've tried. I need to see your fight with Lace too. That sounds awesome. Whatever you're doing. But yeah, I just like when there's options like Fractured Mask, it is hard to justify because Fractured Mask can literally just save your whole life. While Injector Ban, like, it does make you heal faster and notably quicker because it makes it go from about a second and a half to half a second, which is really good. But the real question is, are we putting the usefulness of Fractured Mask over Pashanka? Absolutely. Like in the context of normal gameplay, it's amazing. You get it literally Act One, super early. It's just easy slot on. It's amazing. It looks cool. Well, let's go with that. It is leads to really clutch moments in gameplay, and it is like the single probably has saved a ungodly amount of Steel Soul runs. Like I would argue the only reason I put Delver above it because Delver is really like the goat of tools. The fact that Delver can let you beat Mount Fay without using a pogo is crazy. Delver does a lot of damage and you also get it pretty early. But like Fractured Mask is just like it's similar to Dice in the fact that it's an upgrade. The only difference is that it's in blue, so it has to fight with other things. So many times for anywhere else. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Fractured Mask. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about Steel Soul. Like this is like a lifesaver. Really, just in all ways a lifesaver. Next, we have literally just straight thieving it. Brindle's just niche fly mark. It's top of B. It makes farming easier. What it does is save you a lot of time. So I value that a lot because I don't have a lot of time. So it's really nice for that. As a casual wear, it's whatever. Kind of makes you lose shit on hit. But also kind of seeing Hornet comically lose a bunch of rosaries like she's Sonic losing rings is really funny. It should be top of B or low. I could agree with that. Like I would be down to move it up to A, but that means because like this is really only useful when you're grinding. Which if you don't care to grind for rosaries, like it's whatever. You also go a long while without ever finding it because you need to first meet Grindel, then go to Grindel's hideout, and then purchase it. Which you can meet Grindel in Act One, or you can meet him all the way in Act Two, or you could literally not meet him at all for like a good portion of the game, depending on where you walk. Like there's no guarantee running into it, so I think that's it. But I put it top of B. Next thing is that now I barely know what this does. Isn't it when you get hit, it leaves ice clones that like explode in ice shards, which is like one of the problem with this. If this was a yellow, this would be a nice little add-on. The fact that this is a blue means kind of ass. Like, it's cool. It looks really cool. Not even pun intended. Die me. Uh, but it's just so whatever because it's in a blue slot. It has to fight with fractured mask, fucking pullet pouch, long claw, volt filament. Like, it has to fight against so many better items. And it only helps when you're literally losing. Like, and it doesn't do enough damage to justify. It's not like Claw Mirror where like, oh, you're putting on a blue slot to like do a lot of damage. It's like if it's Thorns of Agony with extra steps. See, because it looks, yeah, like it looks cool. I'd even put over Curve Claw for just the fact that it looks cool. Next is the single best red tool in the game, if you ask me, if we're talking about like raw damage. But because of this, I kind of don't want to give it S. It's really good, but I also think it is like trivializes certain fights and interactions because you're essentially just throwing this shit out and it does free damage. And I kind of don't like that from a design aspect. Now, in exchange, these guys are really silly and funny because they can sing songs with you, they follow you, they're cute. We had names when we played through the game for them. But I just, I don't like what it does to the game. Now, to be fair, that I do also, in a way, like that exists because if you're struggling with any fight, adding these things on is objectively better, and it matches Hornet. I can't ever argue with that. I'll give it S, but I don't want to give it super high S. I'll give it like yeah, here for matching Hornet and being cute. Like I just don't like how it trivializes certain parts of it because it's not like other tools where you have to aim or have a good position or think about it. You just click it and there's your free damage. Like it. To be fair, if they weren't cute little guys, I agree. I would not put them that high. But you know what? I'm happy where they are. I think that's fine. Next, this is multi-bind. This is like somewhere in A, right? Like we agree this is strong. I'd even like put it next to Injector Band because it's similarly good. Especially also since it has the versatility of being in like Witch Crest really good. Uh I don't know where I'd put it. Actually, no, I'll put it here. It makes it seem a little too easy, is what you're saying. Not too easy. Because I don't mind a tool that makes stuff easier. The problem is it's non-interactive. Like Pullet Pouch makes the game objectively easier because you objectively do more damage, right? Like now all your tools are stronger. Hogfly, you don't even have to land your tools because your tools do your job for you. There's no aiming, there's no nothing involved. They just hit the target and the target dies. It's so good. Put it above Injector. What do you guys think? I don't know if I'd put it above Injector. Definitely A. Because that means I'm putting it above Plasmium. I'm like, Plasmium essentially just gives you what, 8 extra no, how much 6 extra max to work with per fight, which is like phenomenal. Put it one above Injector. Does anyone else want it one above Injector? I'm willing to fold because I'm not like that strong opinion on it, but if not, I'm not going to. Hold. I have my drink. Let me mix it. I'm fucking down. Let's show it. I'm gonna take a bite of my burger. It's free ASMR. I don't think you'll hear it, but pretend you hear it. Wait, did I just read that? It still hits you when you're maggoted? Okay, you know what? I think, see, that's an amazing. I'd even put that in S for that. That is amazing utility. Because that means you still get like a strong option without having to run the Wraith. And also, it doesn't break. I put an S. I'll put a bottom of S. I think it's solid. Because it counts as 2 heal. Yeah, no, that makes sense also in that regard. Uh, Hold on. Sorry, let me just take care of the garbage for a second. Yeah, right here. Yeah. The other one, it's better. Probably still seeing. I didn't know it did that. That is actually hype though. Gotta admit, that is a really cool feature. Uh, yeah, I think the Mossberry charm necklace, this shit's ass. The other version, it's also ass, just less ass. It's probably like it's like I don't know here, something like that. Whose eyes the definition at still D. No, no, it's usable. I could see maybe like really silk hungry builds wanting it, especially if you're like maybe witch or something. Like yeah, it's right here. I don't think it's still D, but the other one is actually tragic. You have to like get hit 18 trillion times. It's like imagine you tell someone, yeah, you could fire a key blast, but only once I punch you in the face 20 times. As hard as I can. Like it just so I got really excited when I got it too. It's also you can get it really early, so at least it's like before power creep. But it's just worse grub song. Exactly. Like it's whatever. Wanna know what's not whatever? Wanna know what also is goes up with Deller's Drill for being one of the best tools ever? I love this. I love it in spear mode. I love it in bola mode. It is also a perfect red tool. It is interactive because while you do throw it, there's a lot of ways you can use it. When you first throw it as a spear, you can hit it and change its angle. So I think that is really cool about it. So you can kind of angle it. And as a bola, you can hit the bola and balls towards the enemy if they move out of it. And I think this is so cool. And the fact is, it is both of them. It's not even like one of them, it is both of them. That is the coolest thing ever. Volt Vessels is amazing. It has good utility. You can destroy maggots in the water to let out all your anger. Another great reason. It looks cool. Sick. It's probably the coolest looking red tool in the game. Like I would even take the argument. I don't know if you guys want above Delver's Drill, but I would put it. Like it looks cool. It's interactive. It has everything you want. It's a unique thing that I don't think any of the others really copy. The closest, like you could argue, Hipillo is very like similar to its Bola mode, but even then, I'd argue they're still different because one's a multi-hit, the other one's big boom. Oh, what's up, Cerulean? How you doing, man? Glad to see you. I think above Delver. I'll take that. Like I love this thing. This was right next to probably if I got this sooner, it probably would have been my most used throwable. Conch Cutter would get a lot more use out of me, but I only found this in like early Act 3. Maybe right before Act 3. Pig Badge is the most forgotten thing in the game. Ah. Okay, listen. It's in B. Probably bottom of B, but still B. It's situational. If you really like your charge attack, you can now make a build around spamming charge attack, and I think that's cute. I also think there's times where bosses' intervals are short enough that you might want to charge it. Like, I don't really like Wander's Crest, but I like Wander's charge attack. I think it's sick. I also think like if you don't have anything else you really like in blue, it's just kind of a fun slap on. Imagine bottom seem generous. No, because it's B is the tier list for things that are either good but get power crept, or they are situational. And I think this is situational. Because let's look at C, compare. This is just bad. That's just bad. Curve Claw gets incredibly outclassed very early on and really isn't that good to begin with. Bar Bracelet is only good if you're technically TSA, and I don't like that it doubles damage, not adds it. And then this has a little better version. I think it is worse than everything in B, but I still think it's situational. I don't think it deserves C. Pretty good tier list. It's a generalist tier list. AK, the stuff isn't on how good the items are. You could have any reason for anything being here. If you give me a good argument, I'll move stuff. Charge attack with the Architect Crest goaded. Another good reason. Like I think the charge attack's really cool. That beast looks awesome. Hunter's is one really strong. Um, Shamans is actually really good, like crazy range. Like I think you could justify it. The next couple of these are all like really early weapons, so they that immediately can give them some extra bounty points. I think all three of these are actually really good in different ways. Long pin. I think it's like really high B. I'd actually put it like right here because I feel like I used it more than Sting Shard towards the end, but you don't get it as early. It's really good at sniping things. I personally have not used and never used it. One, it goes at a really good angle, a really intuitive angle, so I think it's easy to learn. You get a good lot of them. You can hit multiple targets, which is another good trait of it. And it also, since of how big the hitbox is, you kind of just throw it out if you're in a smaller room. I think they're just nice to have, and you get it like really early. Like the second you get into Bellheart, you can grab it immediately. Like it's not. I think it's B because it gets power crept and it's not like the most amazing thing. But versus Nihilif, it's nice to have like versus other things. It's honestly like a worse conch cutter. Really, don't like the angle. The angle allows it to technically go over walls and platforms. How about that? That other things that if you need a straight line of fire cannot. Well, the good thing is it pierce armor. That's another thing. I don't even know that, and I'd still give it this point, but that's another reason, a good reason to keep it here. Now, before we talk about threefold pin, you're gonna have to hear me out. I think normal pin, genuinely, is an A tier item. Now, hear me out. Here's my argument. You get a shit ton of these things, and it is incredibly fast, effectively instant damage, no fall off. You can hit it from literally any distance. They are highly spammable, and there's a lot of points in fights, especially some later on, where the opponent's doing some attack that you have to wait. Like you can't just dash in and hit them. Where normal pin, you can just throw it. Threefold, you need to get close, and threefold will also get a really good rating. It'll probably be above here. But I think normal pin is amazing early game. It's still usable late game, and it also like it's good and simple to use. I think it's not. It's very simplistic. It works. It gets the job done. It's really good at dealing with flyers. Like amazing at dealing with flyers. I'll be here long, but want to say you're doing good. Oh, thank you, sheep. It's sheepy time. Glad to see you around. And sorry you can't stay for longer. I do appreciate the popping in though. But next is the threefold pin, which we all like the threefold pin, right? I think I'm more than willing to put this somewhere in S. It does a shit ton of work. I also just like it on a design level. I'd put it like, how do we feel about here? Tell me how you feel about here. Three pins do a shit ton of damage, highly reliable. Even if you don't are up close with it, you can just snipe a bunch of things out of the air if you just want to throw it. It push pouch equals instant death murder blast. You get a lot of them, and you get them really early. Like I don't think anyone would argue with S, right? I think we're all like on the same page when it comes to that. I just took the literal fattest, juiciest bite out of my burger. On real shit. Next is actually an item I really like, Slim Blade. Now, if this was me personally, I put an S because I like its concept, but realistically, it's probably like right below Polyp Pouch. It does a similar thing where it buffs yourself. The only difference is you have to apply it. And you kind of don't get many of them. I mean, you realistically, if you're doing well, you're not going to run out in a boss fight, but when you're adventuring, it's kind of like you can't really pop it freely. I think it with Polyp Pouch is also an amazing combo. Oh, Aiden, what's up? It's been a while. How you doing, man? Is your PFP Kasan Tito? Teto? I don't know how to say her last name. I do like her music though. But what was I just talking about? Flintstone. Flintstone is just it's nice. It's a buff. It also doesn't take too long to apply, and it lasts long enough to matter. It's just simply effective. What's up, Nate? How we doing? It's just the move. All right, the next thing y'all gonna have to explain to me what the fuck this thing do. I have literally no idea. I have no clue what this thing does. I it's gonna let you throw shit faster or more of it or something, right? Y'all gonna have to inform me because I this is like I think the literal only item on this list I don't actually have. Yeah, it's pronounced T. So, see, that's what I thought, but I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. I tend to be wrong about names. I'm good with birthdays though. Oh, you have no. I know what the next one after it is. I don't know what this bull looking thing is. I think it makes you throw more tools, right? When is your next Silksong vid coming out? These videos are fire. The next one is gonna take a bit longer because I was gonna make a post about this later. It's gonna be the first video that's gonna be over an hour. It is a very fat video, but hopefully sooner than later. It should be within the week. I really should be unless something happens, but I'm hell or high water. I want it out within the week. Hopefully sooner. I think they switch for two of these things instead of one. I think it's really mid. Or does it combo with you throw two tools in? Okay, well, see, just knowing that alone, that's really strong if you're architect. And if you're not architect, I mean, technically it's still good, but also it wastes two of your ammo, right? It doesn't just double your damage for no downside, right? Because that gives me the marking of like a high B tier where it's like situationally good, but has a downside or like there's just straight up if you're starting crest, you're not gonna want to use this. Like Wander's not gonna want to use this. Shaman can't fucking use it. Or I mean you can, but it's not gonna do anything for you. I'm in enemy territory. I'm sorry. Listen, listen, listen. It, I will say, in this enemy territory, you are allowed to speak your mind. So if you want to make a case for Dead Bug's pouch, I'll listen. I will wholeheartedly listen. It uses two ammo. Yeah, that's like a high B tier. Because if you're architect, that's it's similar to Volt Filament, where if you're certain things invaluable, but unlike Volt Filament, really think anything could benefit from having it besides, I guess, Beast and Wanderer, and obviously Architect. Yeah, actually, no, I can see Wanderer liking it too, depending on how much you want to spam a skill. It's a blue tool. Yeah, that's also another thing. I feel like because also if you're an architect, you might just want other blue tools because you don't want polyp, right? And then that means you only have one blue left unless you're counting your Vespi, which like you go to something with more defensive utility. I guess for like damage, like it's objectively just better, but yeah. But actually, one of what architect might like more than this thing, the reserve bind. Reserve bind is easily an S tier item. What crest doesn't like this item? Every crest likes this item. It is amazing. It just gives you a free heal, or in Architect's case, it gives you a free like craft for your items, which is good if you don't want to waste like your actual silk healing. Now, where does it go in S is kind of I would honestly put it like here. Actually, I'd even put it here. Like, it's really broken. Like it's besides the mask, I'd argue it's like one of the best. Honestly, this combo, you want survivability, fractured mask, reserve bind, cracked, cracked. I mean, then you could get more attacks in during a window. Sure, but like unless you're like architect where most of your damage is coming from tools, it's not worth it. And also when you're adventuring, obviously a boss fight, you just want to throw as many. When you're adventuring, you might want to just reserve your ammo. It does take away that ability to be precise. Yeah, reserve bind I think is phenomenal though. It's also one of those things that's just like there's no downside to having it besides you could have something else, but like every crest is gonna bind. Not every crest is gonna have tools or like them enough to like say use like polyp, but every crest is going to bind or want bind. That's God's gift to man. No, it's not gambling. If it was yellow, it could go up there, but it's not. Also, gambling just like gambling is the equivalent of hitting a black flash. Like you just get stronger. Sawtooth's God gift to man. All right, as someone who didn't use it but knows what it is and seen what it could do, I do have an issue. Versus shorter targets and ones that move more, it is a lot less effective, which means I could be willing to give it high A, but I don't know if I'd go any higher than that. God gifted gambling saws. That is the Pale King's gift. That it actually is so real. This is the Pale King territory, but like versus every fight, I don't think it's useful. S tier means like no matter what situation you're strong, or no matter what situation you're fucking hilarious. You top of S at least. At least crazy work. Actual insane asylum work. I could do top of A. I don't know if I could do top of S ever because that means you're saying like it is as good as these two other blues, which are it's phenomenal. It's Saw's a blue, right? It's not a yellow. I'm not being crazy. If it's a yellow, I'll put an S. Like I could compromise if it's yellow, but if it's a blue, like there's just other things you could want. Hell, there's other things in blue that buff your damage. Like I can't imagine Architect particularly liking this because it wants to spam its stuff. I can't imagine Reaper and Shaman liking this because they don't want to be that close. I see this is like a Hunter and Wanderer special. I like a generous at most, dude. No, but actually, this is a good point. And what if you're Shaman? What purpose do you have for this? If you're Architect, what purpose do you have for this? And if you're Reaper, what purpose do you have for this? Because you're not going to be sitting that close. I can upload a video on my channel. Yes. Kill me every boss in under a minute. Also, I don't know what you're talking about, Blue. Yeah, okay, sure. Like if that's the case, then Bar Bracelet is like instantly S tier because it also does an absurd amount of damage. It does do a lot of damage, but it's not useful to every crest type, especially for the average player. There's fights where unless you're really good, you can't be close to the target for long periods of time. There's fights where they're shorter, so it's harder to use. I just think it's cool. It's really strong. I like that it exists. My main build is Sawtooth Multi-Body Injector Band. You said in blue a bit ago. Oh, okay. Oh no, my bad. Oh. No, I like the fucking like the color of Tool. I think like if you could show me that it is phenomenal for Shaman or Reaper or Architect, which I don't think like Architect wants to throw its stuff. I don't think it wants to waste a blue slot on that when it could have like Pollet Pouch and then like Reserve Band for a free refill, like Reserve Bind, like I could have that. Reaper's gonna be consistently rather play like Poke and Dash if you're gonna have it. And then Shaman also is gonna play way too far. And it needs to have Volt Filament, which gives it one other blue slot, which it rather have like either Reverse Bind so it could spend more of its silk on healing, or even like something like hell, like for adventuring, having Weaver Light, which we haven't talked about yet, is good for killing. I use Nintendo, and what I do is just press jump. No, I get that. Like, But your whole reason for being S is that it is strong on some crest. And also, when you're not fighting a boss, are you using this versus normal enemies? The answer is probably no. Actually, that's another good point. Flea Brew's and it's also a red, which like red has less competition because red is whatever you want it to be, while is like blue a lot of times is your like glue slot. It really what helps you bring your build together. That's why Beast not having is really good. If you consistently do what I just explained for 5 seconds, you can do 100 plus damage. Sure, but if that's the case, Barb Bracelet should be like S tier because it is objective. You're stronger. Like Sawtooth, you're giving up Reserve Bind for not having it. You're giving up Fractured Mass for not having it. You're giving up Long Claw. You're giving up hell, multi-bind, like you just mentioned, which is really strong. Injector band. You're giving up Pollet pouch, like Volt filament. There's so many good blues. I think I think you're outvoted, so I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. The next thing we have is what the art. I also rather fight the boss than kill it instantly. To be honest, I actually could argue that it trivializes boss fights too. But I don't know if I agree with that because I think it's a lot more skillful than let's say the cogs, like the cog flies. So like I'm fine with it. What I will say, at least S, bruh. I can't say. I'll put it top of A. That's you can get that from me. The artificial spine, whatever this is called, it's not good, but fucking hilarious. Therefore, it's like B tier minimum. Like it actually goes right next to the flea charm because it's literally fun. It is so fun. Like it's that alone boosted. It also does have some practical uses. No, it technically can be used because it does make your hitbox smaller and you can duck under some attacks with it. That is a use. Now, is it a good use? Who's to really say? But the back crawl's so cool, but it sucks. Yeah, exactly how I feel. Uh, I guess. Like, it's funny and it has some purpose. You can backdash. It's called Scuttle Brace. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Scuttle Brace, I think, goes right here. A woo goes above it, that even though its purpose is probably worse, it's a woo. It's adorable. Next is this just gives you more shards, which it's probably just top of C because it's nice to have, but like you could also just buy more shards. I won't lie to you. Bottom B, really? Bottom of B for Scuttle Bracelet? It's funny though. Like Pin's not funny. Rafe is literally used for two areas in the game, and Spool Extender is highly situation. I've never seen a single person use Shard Pendant. It's so ass. I've just had it on just to have it. Like it's also a yellow slot. If it was blue, it'd probably be like right down here, but it's a yellow. Like you just put it on extra shards, sure. Like it's just something you slap on and you don't think about it. Next is speed anklets and like so if I'm being so honest with you, besides fun factor, this thing is actually kind of worthless. But fun factor, this is one of the funnest things to use in the goddamn game. This is such a delight. It is so enjoyable. Blue, why are you like the only person who gets targeted for ads? Thief Mark is grind mode. Yeah. I'm not a single ad this whole stream. Yeah, I don't know what like Blue is just getting actually annihilated. Wally West. It just you're so fast. I'd put it. I'd keep it right here actually. Oh my god, it's so much fun. It just it's fun. Fun alone is what gets it S tier. Also, actually, you know what? If you're doing any courier mission, it's really good. It just makes you faster. It's a good time saver. It's fun to use, and it costing silk is really not even a weakness. Like it's barely applicable. Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's fun. Do you like Roaring Knight or Tenamore? You probably like Tenamore, and the answer is because he's funny. Even though Roaring Knight is the cooler one that does more damage that would like shreds. Like yeah, like it's funny. Being funny or fun, huge up factor. Honestly, if you have them on, refilling flavor is less sucky. That's also true. Getting places objectively just takes less time with it too. And the downside is like not really real. Like you get it silk back so fast, who cares? Like Sawtooth is even then once again, Sawtooth, like I said, like what does it do versus normal everyday enemies? It's cool. I think it allows for a unique gameplay style if like you like that. Next is Magma Bell. I'm just Tenna because it's funny seeing Tenna like Silksong or some shit. So just put it on for no reason. Real Tenna, just out of a whim. Like, think if that was canon. Tenna would probably not like Silksong. He would not know what it is because it's not on TV. Only deals in TV. Next is Magma Bell. This is like another C item because it's like useful and like really, it's really just you're really using this for Last Judge. I don't see where else you're like, oh yeah, let me put on the Magma Bell. To be fair, I'll put in the counterpoint. Like I'll give it a high score because Last Judge is like a good gate, very literal good gatekeeper for if you want to get past Act One. So it's good to have. Uh, Besides that, I guess if the lava chase, it could be nice. Or oh, actually, you know what? Ignis and is their name Sigurd? The brothers? They're good for that too. That definitely. Like I think Magma, but I don't even know. I could put it up to B actually just for that. Like it's situational enough. It actually goes right below Reef because it's similarly situational. Just I think the Reef is better. Like what it stops is more annoying. Sig's Signs and Grons, the four brothers. Yeah, those are two uses. That good enough for me. Next is the Bind Protection Bell. This shit is good early on, but like kind of like has a literal like J. Cole level fall off. Like, no. It just it's good at the beginning, but also it's also good because you get it so early. It's really whatever. It's not gonna pay your taxes, but it's also not gonna like shit on your carpet either. So that's really it. I don't know. I guess it's in. I'd give it. Normally, I'd put it C, but because you get it so early, I'll give it B and put it above like the pin. Because while the pin's like situationally good, this is good because it can save your life in a pinch. And actually, I've seen people in modded runs use this. But the Nailmaster's Glory knockoff is more consistently useful than the Magma Bell. Ah! The Magma Bell you get so much earlier, though. Because also remember, Pinmaster is only in Act 3. So if you want to use it, you can only be in Act 3. Give Snitch picked its own rank. You're not going to like what I have to say. I actually think Snitch Pick is not as bad as you're saying. Now, it's like bottom C. Sure. But it's okay, listen, if you wanna make your entire gameplay around using like Clawline, it gives you the option. Uh yeah. It helps you do more damage, and if you want to just steal money, like it's whatever. I cannot in good faith put it below these two. Like I you do it is a blue, but it enables a play style. Okay, but what if someone wants to play with Clawline, Tenno? Like What if you really like clawline and you want to use it in combat? Now you can at least it makes it more useful. Now, is it good? No. But like it's I still think it's better than these two. And this thing's a blue as well. That's the case, for hidden enemy, you'll get five. It does extra damage though. No, it does affect the damage. I'm telling you that is. It literally says it in its bio, Tenna. Literally read the description of the thing. It does affect its damage. Like I agree it's bad, but like wanna know it's really bad? Wanna know what I would be okay giving on tier? This fucking thing. What can anyone in chat tell me what this is used for? Literally anybody. Because I don't see what is this used for? To have all the fleas sing? You know what, that'll actually, you know what? I might have convinced myself just by saying that out loud. What does this do? No, 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 go fact check it. Go read right now. Or if you go look on the wiki, you literally read the description. It says it the claw line does more damage. Oh wow. Yeah, see? Ah, I can read. My ultimate power. Yeah, I could take that as an argument. I can accept the fleas alone put on top of it. Yeah, I got yeah. Oh, just because blue said out loud, it's going on top of C. It's cute. Fuck it, you win. I'll say. Want to know what I have a lot to say about? Want to know what is like literally the funniest thing to watch anyone die from? Pins. Pins is hilarious. One, you get it from the two funniest NPCs in the game. That alone would put an A. Then you realize that this thing is essentially the equivalent of stepping on Legos, except the Legos have been specifically sharpened with a knife. And the Legos, when you step on them and they push upward into your foot, not just your foot pushed downward on them. Therefore, making it one of the evil and most funny tools in the game. It is absurdly good. Like everything going for it. The only thing I could say, no, I can't put in God's gift because if you're fighting a flying enemy, it is literally, unironically, not jokingly, just useless. Also, it can get destroyed by certain things. Like in Lace's fight, she can just destroy them, which is eh. And if you actually place them in Hunter's March, the ants will just fucking carry it away, which is pretty funny. So I can't, in good faith, put it here. I need a mod to make these look like Legos. Now, what I will say, the next thing, this is the solo leveling of tools because it is all aura and no substance. It's really cool, but it is fucking whatever. I want to love Silk Shot, but I just don't love. Like I really want to like this weapon because it's so cool. It's so cool, but it's so mid. Like okay, I this is generalizing because I know the three of them are very different, but but it takes from your silk and it has limited use. Big no no. You're taking from two resources. If I want to be America, I just use the money gun. This gun hates the rich. The other gun hates the poor. Therefore, the other one's the American one. Because of even though Canadian. Cool factor pushes it to bottom B. Yeah, like because of it, it's not good. It's just really cool. And also, I'll say this: it's pretty easy to miss and literally never get. Like I think is a pretty reasonable that you will never see this item as well. If you actively know where it is, it's good. But like a lot of these other items, like dice, you could find pretty simply if you just wander a little. Pins you'll get pretty simply if you just wander a little. Fractured mass, if you just wander a little. Like a this, you have to find the item, know where to take one of the three places. Which, mind you, one of them is going all the way back to the top of Mount Fay. Yeah, but dual wield them. Yeah, but that's more points to the broke gun, not the. No. That's a no from me, Chief. Next is Weaver Light. I think it's once again situationally good. Depending on your build, this is either really useful or you don't care. Because of that, it's going literally dead center middle. Like yeah, right here. If you're like I said, if you're like shaman or you just want to like spam spells like versus the Father of Flame fight, it's good. But if you want to do anything else, it's whatever. Like any objections about Weaver Light? It's so good for shaman, but then you have some like architect who they'll never use it. As beast, I never really used it. Hunter, I've seen some use for it. Like, it lets you regen for silk, which technically means you can use your skills. So that's nice. So if you want to have access to your skills whenever you want, it's really good. Uh, but like eh. Also, it's only really useful once you get all three silk hearts. That's also something to keep in mind too, because it doesn't let you regen the extra enough silk to use it until later. I also will say it's actually really good in bio water because it just means for a baseline you'll have more silk. So I could give it points for that too. Actually, just because I said that, I'll move it up a bit. You go like one spot higher. You can go a little higher. But next, I'm gonna be honest. You guys can talk about the loaded belt. I literally have zero feelings on it ever. What do I do have feelings on this thing? It's useful in one build type if you want to just spam a bunch of auto aim summons. At least it looks really cool. I'll give it that. There's a chance you literally never find this thing. So yeah. I mean, you probably will if you're on Act 3. But besides that, like, it's not easy to find. The boss you get from is cool, though. It's an Urger's Milla pack. It is useful. It is just free damage that you don't have to aim for. Belt is bottom of sea. Sure. I have literally no opinions on it. Actually, no, I do, because that means I'm saying it's worse than Shard Pendant, which I don't agree. Because it is one of the better yellows. I know it's not saying much, but the belt is worse than Steady Body. I know that, but it still has more use than the other yellows, so I'm more inclined to put it higher. No, it's but like it's situational, therefore that's why it is there. I still think it is just also nice to have. It also has the cool factor. Oh, I'm talking about the lantern here, because I don't care about the belt. To be fair, as someone who also I did end up not getting the belt till super late game. Because Spool Extender doesn't give you extra. Spool Extender allows you to store extra silk, while Reverse Bind guarantees you will have one guaranteed bind. Two different things. The Spool Extender can essentially let you use it as a. You could use it in several different ways. You could use it as a way that is your designated reload for Architect. You could use that as your designated heal if you want to spam spells as Shaman. I think Reverse Bind has way more versatility than Spool Extender because if you need Silk and you have no way of getting it, Spool Extender will not help you. With Reserve Bind, you essentially just always have a bind, and that's like invaluable. Yeah, no, okay. I think I'm pretty happy with what we have here. The next two will be faster, especially the next one, because the next one is going to be the area tier list, which, yeah. But I think I'm pretty happy with this. This looks right to me. I don't see anything that like bothers me too bad. We did have some pretty good cases on why things should be moved higher, so all things considered, pretty good. Pretty good. Once you have Silksong, it's so much better than Reserve. I actually don't know what that is. I don't know what Silksong. Is that when you get enough? Do you get that from Ava, correct? Yeah, fla Plasmodium. That is crazy. Wait, no, no, let Aiden cook. I'll hear you out. I'm willing to move spool extender up if that's the case. Like I'm fairly fine with that. I'm okay. Like I'm down for that. But also, don't you get that towards like the end of the game, essentially, like really late into the game? Yeah, when is the earliest you could get that? Because like if the earliest you could get that is like Act 3, then eh? Like that this kind of eh. Because like Reserve Bind you could get like pretty soon. Like you get Spook Center a little bit earlier. Reserve Bind gets Silksong right before the Red Memory. When you have all so it's exclusive to Act 3. That's what I'm hearing. You have to get most, if not all, crests unlocked, 32 slots. So what I'm hearing is you could literally go the entire game and not get that though. So that means spool extenders like only better than this once you're super late into the game if you've even gotten everything so far. You could go the entire game without getting it. Like you could beat Act 3 and never get that. So no, I'll move it up for that, but I'm still not much. Like it go there. Yeah, no, I think we're happy with this list. I don't think that gives it enough to push it up. Because that means also if you need at minimum all crest, you also need to get shaman, which means you need to get leap, which means you don't even get it at the beginning of Act 3. You have to wait a bit. Like hmm. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think what time is it right now? 6:53. We're gonna move on to the next one, which literally should take like 30 minutes max, because we are next doing areas. Now, there's originally bad and awful down here. My personal opinion, I don't think there's any area that's really that bad to get put down there. So, yeah. We're, as usual, just gonna go through each one individually. I have to go now, guys. Hope to see you next stream. Thank you for dropping by, Tenna. I really appreciate the insight. Fun time talking. Bye, Tenna. Have a good night. Vertically compile. You do like the TV time transition where your like head zooms in. All right, well, now we're talking about areas. First, we got that's Bone Bottom. I'm reading that. Yeah, that's Bone Bottom. Why is it? I always thought Bone Bottom was gray. Bone Bottom, I think, is like a good starting area. It has stuff in it. I like how it interconnects Deep Docks and Moss Home. I do like that a lot. It just exists. I don't think it's great, but it's good. I would also be willing to drop it to okay. We'll see where we start putting everything. But I'm listening. Anyone got any strong bone bottom opinions? Some strong bone bottom takes. Bone bottom says that's what I'm saying. Like it's a perfect middle of the pack. I don't think it's good. It's not okay. I think it's better than okay. It's not great. It's good. I think it does what it needs to do as a pretty much beginner area. I kind of wish this was in order of when you got to each area. It's clearly not the case. Where is Moss Home on here? Because I'm looking. Is Bone Bottom counting as Moss Home on this? I'm looking. Wait, am I blind? Because that's Blasted Farfields. Obviously, that's Citadel, Fey, Slab, Cradle, Vile, Verd, Sinners, Grey, Deep Dock, Swarmway, Shell, Bellheart, Cynic, uh, High Halls, Morium. I don't know why Songclave's on your separate area. I think it's crazy. Underworks. That's the lower level. I forget its exact name though. Uh, yeah, Whispering Vaults. Yeah. Cogwork Core. What? Yeah. Okay. I guess it's counted as a separate. But think about it. It's the central area that connects like everything. Well, actually, since this counts them as the same, I'm moving up to great because I was actually in Ascension. Since this counts Moss Home, this means that it also counts Weaver Nast Atla, which is a really fun return that you'll coming back a lot. It has the snare item, which actually wasn't on the last thing. I just realized that. Well, it's too bad. Pick stays a bone bottom S tier. No, we'll give it a great. I'm willing to bump it up. Because also is a mix of other areas, so this list is evil and I hate it already, but that is fine. Next we have Blasted Steps. I love Blasted Steps. I think it is such a good entryway into Act 2. I love what it sets up. I love how it looks. I it's great. You also get gambling from there, therefore making it like evil. Like it is amazing in the best way. I'm willing to listen to any objections to Blasted Steps, but I'm pretty confident you'll feel the same. It also has two cool bosses. I like both. I like the initial Constellaz boss, and obviously the last judge. The enemies there are versatile enough for me to like it. Uh, and like I said, you get the gambling there, so like, yeah, no, it's amazing. Oh, I forget gambling S plus tier. Yeah, like that alone. Which also consider what you get in these areas too. If it's like worth going towards. Next we have all of choir chambers, which is like there's so much here. There are so many items, there are so many boss fights, there is so much to explore. This area is huge. It may be a little confusing at first. I like the enemy variety. I like a lot of the interactions you can have here. I think it is great. I love autocorrect. But I think it's like S. Like it is too. There's too. It's too big, and there's too much for you to not be able to do for it to not be S. I just realized Hunter's March is not in here, so they're counting far fields as the same. Okay. I hate it because the drill guys and the sandworms. That's what makes it awesome. We're talking about oral choir chambers, essentially the citadel, like the main part of the citadel. Well, we're talking about both. Like you can bring up either. I think blast stuff's too cool though. Like it's hard, but I think it prepares you for what Act Two is. So it's something to keep in mind because it's supposed to be like the transition area where shit gets real. You turn it off. Can you? Have blue. Oh, you're autocorrect. That's what you're informing him about. But if no one has any other like strong feelings, I just feel like an area being hard gives the community something to bond over. That is also very true. I remember I didn't get to experience pre-patch blasted. Apparently that was like hell, but like the one I got to play was hard, but in a good way. I liked it. This thing gives you a lot of checkpoints, so like the run back just gets easier every time. The only run back I'd argue is a little annoying is I actually like the run back to Last Judge, but maybe that's just me. I do think it's a little long, and obviously, if you're already like angry, it's gonna frustrate you even more, though. Next, we have Farfields, which yeah, I'm just gonna count Hunter's March as it because that's like the close area. And to be fair, actually very similar. Uh, if you're counting Hunter's March in it, this is just like another S tier. There's so many just good areas in this game. Little barbed water can die and run back in pits of hell for a girl. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Experience pre-nerf last steps in Cogwork Core. I actually didn't even know they changed Cogwork Core. That is news to me. I think Farfields, if you're counting Hunter's March, especially the deeper fields you unlock in Act 3, very pretty, cool platforming. Swift is there, awesome. There are cool boss fights. It's where you get the coolest crest in the game. Beast Crest is awesome. If you don't like it, you're wrong. Sorry. It's amazing. The aesthetics are nice. I have said a few before, I don't like how much they went for grassy, but Hunter's March has this nice like red rock aesthetic with this moss growing. The traps make it very engaging. Like I think it is a sick area. I think these three have a lot in common, or at least these two especially. But I think the difference between among three of them is like the size difference. I think Blasted Steps is a lot more like condensed experience, while Farfields plus March is like huge, and you're going to be coming here in all three acts. I think, and then you have uh core chambers where you're going to spend a lot of time, and then once you leave, you don't really come back for too long. The gear used to do 2 hits of damage versus one. Oh, you're talking about in Farfields. Hunter's March before I found Dash. Yeah, me too. I have to go now, Blue. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'm actually thinking after this area tier list, I'm going to end it. I know we're supposed to do a third one, but that first one we had a lot of long and fun discussion, and we can always save it for a part two. And there's other tier lists we could always make, or even have. I'll maybe put a poll on what do you guys want to see. Have a good night, Blue. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I'm a huge Farfields man. Hunter's March has my heart. It's probably my favorite area in the game. I think it is such a good introduction to what Silksong is. I think in all aspects, lore, items, what you get there, how it looks, everything's perfect. The enemies morphs into a dying star, literally like collapsing star. Like it hits everything I want. Wow, wow, that was a huge. It hits everything I want in an area. That was a huge yawn. That yawn like took over my body. This is everything. Because keep in mind this is Farfield's plus Hunter's March. That's just how this tier list is, and I don't want to find a new one because I tried finding other ones and like they no, they were arguably worse. But it just has everything I want in an area. It has a healthy difficulty level, in my opinion. There's a lot of important stuff you get there, so exploring it's worth it. You revisit the area a lot throughout each act of the game, both one, two, and three. And just it's cool. There's a good enemy variety. There's a lot of good quests there. There's a lot of good bosses there. It's just also I love the color green. There you go. This tier list starts off strong. Just want to see another S tier. Mount Fay, coolest parkour segments in the game. The literal coolest parkour segments in the game. There is no. I think everything about Stereo is sick. The only thing against it is there's not much here, but you get double jump here, which kind of makes up for it all. There's good lore here. Let's say that. So if you don't care about that, there's that. This is like such a fun platforming experience, though. I think it's where the platforming peaks in the game. Like, I think this is where the platforming is best. Oh, these next areas are all like bangers. Hellheart gets its own area, bruh. The fuck is this? No, Mount Fay is super underrated. I think yes, there's not much here. You're not gonna really revisit, but you get a nice long portion of platforming here that is unparalleled. You do actually have to revisit for a Mass Shard in Act 3 because Bright Vein opens up. Another fun platforming segment. I think it's where like Team Cherry is like, yeah, let's just make Celeste for like a section of the game. Next, we have Evil Dimension. Now, I have some. Here's the thing: when I played Silksong, I never got kidnapped, so this will definitely like appear in my opinion of the slab. It's eh, I don't like it. The key gimmick gets a little annoying. It has some really cool segments actually, like climbing up by via bouncing on the moving like spinning blade. I think the segment, like from what I've seen, where you take your cloak back and snap the guy's neck looks awesome. But I do think it's weaker than I think every area we've had so far. It does have the first center, but also in exchange it has Broodmother. And I rather literally like swallow cement, like just chug cement, than ever fight Broodmother again. So Broodmother stops what could be like a goat area from being just like low grade. Yeah, I'll still keep in mind that you get kidnapped because I personally didn't, but most people did. So that shouldn't detract from the area. There's a lot of fun lore there, but it has Broodmother. There's also the key gimmick, which I don't like, but it also has some cool platforming segments and arenas, so it gets low great. As more like areas move into great, it'll get lower. Next we have Cradle. It's like the first, just like whatever. It's just a glorified boss arena. That's it. There's really nothing there. I just get pale nails there. That's it. It looks cool. I'll give it that, but that's all it really has. It looks cool. There's not much there. You just get pale nails and you fight Grandmother Silkier. I guess that you count Lace's fight too. Once again, also Lace's fight looks so much like Lace's fighting arena looks so much cooler than the rest of. I wish Lace's fighting arena was what the rest of the cradle looked like, with the white flowers, the faint glow. Like, no, it doesn't look like that at all. So it could stay in okay. It is just okay. Broodmother's disgusting version of Grez. It's not even disgust. I hate it. I just hate. I hate Broodmother. I hate Broodmother. I think I hate her. Next is the controversial Biowater. I like Biowater. I'm just saying outright. I think it has a shitty run back to Growl. I won't lie to you. Besides that, I think it is overhated. It's annoying. Don't get me wrong. They're above Cradle is kind of fun. I don't actually really like the outside world if you ask me. That shit annoys me. Getting up there sucks ass in my opinion. To be fair, once you get up there, you're up there. But like that's it. Like, yeah, I'm fine keeping Cradle where it is. The up area doesn't do anything enough to give it extra points to go higher. Area above Cradle. Next we have, like I said, I don't know why I just said we have Bywater. Everything I still said is true. The run back is a bit much, but I do like the boss fights there. I do like the Weaver Nest area there. I got to Act 2 though, in Phantom, I found the Mr. Bile. Oh shit, you did? I did it only after I beat the game. I actually went to buy water. So I can imagine you disliking. I hate it because the enemies suck. The water is full of maggots, and I growing back is crazy. Even with the secret bench. Yeah, that's also true. Actually, it gets a good for me then. I was gonna put in great, but I forgot that I at least had a little bit of coaching to have the secret bench. This shit would have pissed me off way more if I didn't know that. And I'll be honest with you, find the secret bench is ridiculous. I think that is so many steps to find something that one isn't even that close. I also think getting the reef from here is kind of crazy because, like, bro, I already went through most of the area. Why do I need this? So it gets a good. I think it is a good area. I think it's a fun, challenging area. I like the idea of dealing with enemies on their home turf and them abusing it. The constant diving in and out of the maggots, though, is annoying. Cannot deny. Biowater is ultimate community bonding. I do agree. Want to know what is the prettiest area in the game aesthetically? Like, just absolutely gorgeous. Verdania is the single prettiest area, like right next to Mount Fay. Hold on, get above blasted. It has two cool fights. It has really fun enemies. It has some fun platforming gimmicks, and it is just drop dead gorgeous. The fact that you cannot revisit this area once you have beat the princes upsets me. It upsets me greatly. Oh, the fake bench, and yeah, I actually forgot about that. That's also fucked up because it drops you right into a pit of maggots. I'd rather you do damage to me, honestly. Like the fact that I'm so glad Verdania didn't get cut because I'm assuming it kind of experienced what we'll mention sooner the coral area was going to experience. It is beautiful, perfect. I love it. Sinner's Road. I feel like wherever you put Bile, Sinner's Road is just a little below. I feel like it's the lesser of the two. It doesn't want to commit to the craziness of Bile Water while still having like annoying shit. Uh, I don't really like its aesthetics. It has Lugoli, I guess. That's like the main thing I could give it. Is Lugoli actually the only boss fight there? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I guess so, huh? I'm thinking about it. It's the only boss fight there. It's a nice area for what it is. The enemy variety is kind of lacking, and the muck roaches are annoying. The flyers there are also kind of eh. I like the big spiky guy who whips around the chain, but still one out of like five is not good. It has some fun platforming, I'll give it that. But yeah, why they put Dark Souls in Silksong? I just don't like the aesthetic for Silksong. It's fine. It is what it is. I think it just doesn't want to commit to like doing everything that Biowater does, so I think Biowater's better. Speaking of Dark Souls, Grimoire, it is gorgeous there. Now, I do kind of wish there was more actually there. Grimoire feels like a unifying point and less like an actual area, because that's where you head to, like, once again, Sinners. It's the big turning point, because you either go through Shellwood and then Blasted, or you go through Sinners and then go through Bile. Or you take the fucking whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Grimoire's really cool. I also like that you revisit it enough. But I once again just wish more was actually in Grimoire. I feel like all the coolest stuff surrounds Grimoire, but it's not in Grimoire. Because you have Morwing and you have what? The Court of Crows. That's really it. Or Crows. Nothing really else there. Like I can't say much. It's cool. The first section to right is nice, but then you go to the left and it's really just a transition into Belheart. Also, I hate the scissor enemies here. I don't care how good I am at the game. I don't care if I have 10,000% it. Uh, fucking hate them. Forever and always. Always will. That will never change. They separated the Marrow and Deep Docks, but not Moss Home and Bone Bottom. That's crazy work. Actual insane asylum work. I should be allowed to sue. Next, we have Deep Docks. Are the best. Actually, wait. I'll move Grimoire up one for the sole reason it has a Wisp ticket. Wisp ticket is gorgeous. I wish the area was bigger. I wish that was its own area. The best silk skill. It does, but also I don't because of how polarizing Threadstorm is. I don't personally like it, but I will give Gray points Greymore a lot of extra points because of Wisp Thicket. That is a beautiful sub area. It is so gorgeous. It is so pretty. Hmm. Next we have Deep Docks, which oh my god, well I just got hit with a crazy. This thing's very interesting and pretty. Yeah, I think if Wisp Thicket was zone area, it would like go in S because it is gorgeous. I like the platforming. I like the lore. It only has one boss fight, but the boss fight's really interesting. It's one of the most unique boss fights in the game. My only gripe with Wisp Ticket is there's not much else there, like sadly, but like Greymore is a strong enough base that Wisp Ticket as an addition is really good for it. Why solve Clintoy? I don't know. I didn't make this shit. I don't know who made this. Put Songclave and Bellheart, but didn't put like M- Moss Home as its own area or like whatever the Moss Fields, the first area you go in. I think that I understand not putting sub areas, but like, does that really count as a sub area? That's whatever though. Next, we do have Deep Docks. I'm actually a big Deep Docks fan. I'd put in like at least. I think it's actually no, it's better than Slab. It's huge. There's a lot of cool equipment there. Cool fights. I think dodging the lava is awesome. Also, like kind of the aesthetic of the game. All the promotional art you'll see Hornet in like a more lava-esque area. You know? I think it kind of really suits Hornet like going through this dangerous area. It also is another big interconnector area where like it connects to far fields, it connects to Hunter's March. Like it does a lot of that, which is very like helpful for it being remembered because it's like a great, connector. I agree. Deep Dogs definitely is great. I don't think it should be any lower. I think it's better than Slab. I would even put it above Bone Bottom actually, which I'm not going to. But I think Greymore, the combo of Greymore and Wisp Ticket's too rough to beat. Wormways gets to be on here, but Mossholm doesn't. What the fuck is this evil actual invention tier list? I'm gonna be honest. Wormways is like so forgettable to me. I literally kind of forgot to go back there, and I don't think I ever actually would have gone back there if it wasn't for knowing about Zango because of spoilers. Are we including Biss in a deep dogs? That is a wonderful question. We shouldn't because it really aren't the same. Even if I did, I don't really like the Abyss in Silksong. Like, there's nothing really there. At least for me personally. But going back to what I was saying, Wormways is so forgettable. There is one skill there, and that's literally it. Especially for an area that you can find really early and be your first skip. Like, you can bounce off the stupid little flies to get there early. It's still kind of whatever, if I'm being so honest. Like, it sure does. It exists. It's just forgettable. I don't visit it in my own time. It's kind of annoying to get through. Doesn't have like a super cool aesthetic. It just exists. I also feel like the enemies there should just exist at Blasted. Yeah, even then, that at the start, like I just don't find a lot of fun going through it, whether I'm low level, high level, or mid level. Well, not level, you know what I mean, like scaling, whatever you want to call it. Next is Shelwood, which I'm a huge Shelwood fan. Shelwood goes in like my top three here of like my three favorite areas in the game. Shelwood is incredibly gorgeous. There is so much important shit there. So much fun platforming, a lot of incredible bosses, good lore, pretty atmosphere. It has it all. Has good, amazing enemy variety too, from the stick bugs to little hunters that fly, the small little like perhaps skewer flies, the things that defend the pull apart. Like there's so much here. I love every bit of it. Shelwood is gorgeous. Like one of, if not the prettiest areas in the game. I'm gonna just also get this out of the way. Bellheart's just in the middle. It's good, but it's not. It's fucking Bellheart. Like I don't know what's really on here. Has some cool secrets. It has your house. Has fun dialogue. You get to kill a chakra there. Your nail sharpens. It's just here. I'm just putting on here because it's on the damn list. I really wouldn't rank it otherwise. Now, the next area is my easily most disappointed. It is not even remotely close. Listen, I really wanted that coral area. I wanted that coral area more than fucking anything. And not getting to actually playing it. I don't count Coral Palace. That is not it. Should include Bill Harvey Greenwell. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why this counts as separate, but ignore that. Coral Palace being the only experience of Coral is upsetting me. Sins Correct is really cool. I actually really like it, but just because of that, I cannot give it S. I'll give it like here. I think it's cool in Bone Bottom and Slab, but like it could have been Coral. It's Coral was such a good idea. I don't know what the fuck they were cooking. They cooked too hard. They cooked too hard. The next is High Halls, which is like, in my opinion, just so aggressively okay. You go there once, you get what you need, you literally never come back. It's weird, but it could have been so much more set. Exactly. That's the things with Sans Correct that upsets me. I think that coral area had way more potential, and you know what? For story purposes, I like what they at least did, if they were gonna get rid of it. But oh, I miss it. I need it back. Please, Team Cherry, do like a Verdania thing, please. Like, I need that shit so damn bad. Next, we have Morium, which it's just it's cool. I like it more than these two, but I think I kind of like Bellwar. I think, yet, yeah, I think I just like Bellwater more, but it's a fun enough area. It's cool for what it is. They also just made the whole Citadel one area. No, they're different enough to not be one whole area. All three of these areas are kind of fat, so I get why they did it. Like the main three areas, you get the main three things, and then you obviously have Morium, Cogwar, Core. Also, I think is pretty different. Like, no, I think these being separate makes more sense. Songclave, I'm not ranking that. That's different. Underworks, it's Evil Dimension, but at least it's cool Evil Dimension. Do I like Underworks more than I like? I can't. You know what? I was thinking about it, and I just don't care for Sinner's Road. Because what I expected of Sinner's Road is what I got in Biowater. Sinner's Road is just like a light tease, and Biowater is what you were waiting for. And then you have Underworks, which is like honestly really cool, especially how they drop you in there if you beat Last Judge. We have five more areas to go. Fireworks feels oddly similar to Sinner's Row to me. Yeah, it's a brutal area, but I kind of just like it more. I also like how many little secrets you find there, you know? Like when you go through Wisp Ticket and you find that area, when you fall back into it from, oh my God, when you fall back into it from, what's the damn area's name? Brain, please. My brain's giving up on me. Wow. Oh, like White Ward there, which we'll get to actually in a moment. I think there's a lot of cool things, but it's nothing like absolutely crazy. Wanna know what area I genuinely dislike notably? Like, I'll just put forgettable. I just don't care for Whispering Vaults, literally at all. I don't ever visit there because I think it's cool. I actually think when I complete my Hunter's Journal, it is the things I have the most amount of missing shit for. Because I just don't care about it. It's whatever. It exists. It's just, that's it for it. There's nothing really about it. Cogwork Core. This is one of the coolest platforming segments. I like the music here actually a lot. I like the enemy design. I like the throw robos. I think it's cool. Uh, I will say on the PS5, I don't know if this goes for any other game, it did lag my PC, but I can forgive its sins for that. I'll put it. I like Memoriam more. Do I like it? Yeah, I think that's perfect. I like Memoriam more, but I think I like the heart above Word Waves because of Trobio. Trobio's not in this. Does the stage count as this? Because isn't the stage the cutoff point and then the rest of this is? Because I count Trobio as being a part of choral chambers. That's what I at least interpret it as. That's how I see it, at least. Also, I'm just gonna hold on. Wait, no, god damn it. White Ward. There we go. Perfect. I count Troby in the other area, so that's that. One old area I will never forgive. White Ward had all the potential to be cool. Its only boss fight might be my least favorite boss fight in the game. I don't like Unraveled. It's cool lore, but the fight sucks ass. It hurt Sherma. That alone puts it in horrible tier. Most enemies down there are really obnoxious, and there's not much of value down there. It is such a filler area. I don't like White Ward. It is so icky. I hate it, and I hope it hates me back. Next is Putrefied Ducks. Now, if I'm just counting Putrefied Ducks, this kind of like forgettable. But for the sole factor that it has Fleetopia, it gets the top of okay. It also is the start of the Mr. Mushroom quest too, which I think is really like neat. It also has a really pretty area before the fleas get there, and it's still pretty afterward. But like besides that, it's just kind of feels like Biowater 2, but in a icky kind of manner. There's nothing crazy about it. There's nothing. It just it exists. It has Fleetopia though. Fleetopia would be like, oh, and how could I not love it? Like Warrior could be removed and the game wouldn't change much. Whiteboard only adds like the lore of them experimenting on people, but as a actual area, I don't think it adds anything to the game. I think it's so underutilized, and I don't care for it. Like it just whatever. The fact that one of the Silk Hearts is down there is kind of sad. Have a good stream. Gotta go. Don't worry, the stream's about to end. Do not miss it much. We literally have the last area because I'm not. I'll save this one for maybe another stream. We'll do similar to this. That's probably what we're gonna do. But thank you for dropping by, the number one fighter. Finding Pitchfork Ducks is like a PT flashback. Uh, I really also those mosquitoes. I don't forgive them. I'll deal with the chargers. I'll deal with the guys like with their tongues sticking from the ceiling. They grab me and pull me up. Those damn mosquitoes. Primal Aspid's wish they could be 1/10 as annoying as that stupid buzzing green little blob. I hate them. I truly hate him. And I'm so glad Team Cherry added the ability that if they fly into the little like tongue from the ceiling eater guys, they get absolutely murked. Absolute cinema. Last but not least is Marrow, which is kind of a weird one to end off on. I feel like it's just good. I don't think I like it as much as Cogwart Core or these, but I do think it's better than the rest of these. Actually, I might Marrow underwear. I like the Marrow more, yeah. I think this is good. This is just a simple, fast tier list. I thought this would be a good middle pack one because it's not as many, but that first one, this one took so long. We had a lot of good discussion. I really enjoy this one. This one, I should have got a different one because this feels weird. Like Far Fields and Hunter's March is the same. I mean, they kind of merge them because you find Carmelita there. They like interconnect via that. But some of these other ones, like Bellhard, ew. Why is that an area? But Moss Home and whatever. Now, I don't think I'm going to do this last one. I'm a guy with a crazy sleep wave. But I would love to save this and maybe add some extras for another tier list video. I think this could be a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I love the discussion we had on ranking the Hollow Knight items, just generally. I love that, like, you could just make the argument of a woo. And you know what? It works. It just fucking works. But I'm definitely going to call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching and chatting with me. I really appreciate it. Whether you're still here now or left earlier and you're watching it via VOD, thank you. Shout out to Gibbs, shout out number one fighter, shout out Blue and Wardy who were here earlier. Shout out Tenna, all of you. Thank you so much for discussing with me. It was a lot of fun. And I hope to see you guys around next time. Tomorrow I am streaming my Pantheon 5 attempt. So if you want to see me punch a hole through my monitor, come to that. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Bye bye. What do you rank the knight? Hmm? I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm gonna just leave it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to head out now. Have yourselves a damn good one.